It's fall, it's football season, which means everyone likes to have friends and family over to watch the game. And that usually means lots of food is involved. I am here to give you some ideas on how to turn your typical high-calorie football Sunday, which, by the way, usually leaves you feeling lethargic and low energy, into a healthy and tasty, lower-calorie football Sunday, which should leave you feeling satisfied and energized. So in my everyday life, I am always making healthier versions of very high-calorie foods, just because obviously this is my job and I'm passionate about health. So I hope that maybe you enjoy some of these ideas and also incorporate them into your everyday life, not just on football Sundays. So if you're looking for a healthier chip, I have a chip I would like to recommend to you guys. I love them. I've put them out at birthday parties and people eat them up. So Siete chips. You can find Siete chips at Costco, actually. They sell larger sizes of them there. I've seen them at ShopRite. I've seen them at Whole Foods, and they are online. You can order straight through them. Amazon, they're pretty easy. Oh, Target has them, so they're very accessible. And what I like about them is the ingredients. They're mainly made from cassava flour, which is a grain-free flour, and coconut flour. And it's also got avocado oil, which is a much healthier oil than some seed oils that you may find in a lot of chips. And it's got chia seeds and sea salt. So those are the main ingredients for most of their flavors. Some other flavors have a couple extra things in there, but like it's nothing that I'm opposed to. So it's all about the ingredients, and that's what it comes down to for a lot of foods and how I deem them to be, nutritional or not. So there's a great chip you just throw out in a bowl for people to munch on, but then of course you probably want to dip the chips in something. So some amazing ideas would be guacamole and hummus. So guacamole is amazing. I love guacamole, I love avocados. It's so easy. All you need to do is grab an avocado, mash it up, add a little bit of lemon juice, some salt and pepper, and you're good to go. There's your very quick and easy guacamole. You can add more things to it if you want, maybe chop up some other little veggies really small and maybe put some garlic in there if you want. Make it how you want, but avocados are one of the healthiest fats that you can put into your body, so I highly recommend guacamole. And also hummus. Hummus is such a wonderful dip because it is very healthy. It's made from mainly chickpeas. You've got olive oil, tahini, garlic. Like there's nothing that is highly processed in there. It's all coming from real food ingredients and it tastes great. Now granted, guacamole and hummus can tend to be a higher calorie food, so you just want to be careful how much you're eating. Don't eat an entire bowl of it. Maybe scoop out your portion, put it on your plate, take your portion of chips, and just enjoy them mindfully, okay? That's another thing, is portions do count even with healthy foods. So eat mindfully. You don't wanna think, after you ate, like, oh, did I just eat? Try to pay attention when you're eating. And of course, another thing you should do is have a bunch of raw vegetables, like maybe carrot sticks, peppers, celery sticks, and have those just chopped up and ready for people to dip that into your guac or your hummus instead of like just having the chips, so you're not filling up totally on chips. And of course, vegetables are gonna fill you because they've got lots of fiber. Fiber and protein is what is going to fill you. So we don't wanna get caught in that trap of filling up on sweets or just a bunch of carbs. Now, circling back to the whole chip idea, here's something that I tend to make all the time just to get more veggies in me, and it's so easy. Kale chips, homemade kale chips. So all you gotta do is buy a huge bag of kale. I find them at ShopRite, like the big bag. And I just lay it out on parchment paper on a baking tray. I spray it with avocado or olive oil, the high heat kind, or I found beef tallow spray. So I used that recently on my kale chips. So I'll spread it all out, spray the spray, and then I'll take every seasoning I have, and I'm not kidding you, salt, pepper, basil, turmeric, oregano, cumin, garlic, every seasoning I have just to like really flavor it up. Parmesan cheese, that's a good one too. And I just dump it and I bake it. I can't remember how long I bake it for, but I always keep my eye on it because I don't want to overdo it, because then they're like overly crispy and they just kind of fall apart. So, you know, you want to get them when they're crispy, but not too crispy. You don't want them so like dehydrated. Every oven's different too. So first time making it, just kind of keep your eye on it. It doesn't take too long. Maybe after like 10 minutes, take a look. Another idea would be making healthy nachos. I love making healthy nachos. And yes, I will use my siete chips as the base, and I will pre-cook ground meat. It could be ground beef, chicken, or turkey. If you go grass-fed, of course, that's gonna be a little healthier for you. And you're also going to have some pre-roasted vegetables chopped up real small, like peppers, onions, like whatever floats your boat on nachos. And then you're gonna top it off with some cheese. It could be any kind of cheese you want, shred it up. I prefer taking a block of cheddar and shredding it myself, and then bake it in the oven. So all your ingredients that go on top are pre-cooked, your vegetables and your meats, and then you put it on top of the chips, add your cheese, and pop it back in the oven just to get, you know, the chips a little crispier and cooked, and for the cheese to melt. And you've got some healthy nachos. And you can have salsa on the side. Salsa's great. You can use your hummus, you can use your guacamole. It's just a healthy version of nachos. Oh, and how could I forget? Add some beans, some black beans on top. Those would be great. So just kind of rinse them off and then add them in with your meat on your nachos, so they get heated up with everything. My last real food idea is pizza. One thing you can do is make a tortilla pizza. So I like to find either a low carb tortilla or a whole wheat tortilla, whatever you prefer, and you're just going to lay it out. Find a sauce that is a little lower sugar. Again, you gotta look at your ingredients, look at your nutrition facts, and just look at the sugars. But really, it's in the ingredients. If it says in the ingredients sugar, like, you don't need that. You wanna find the jar of sauce that doesn't have sugar in the ingredients. You just want the sugar to come naturally from the tomatoes. So spread your tomato sauce on the tortilla. If you want to add some of that ground meat on there that's already cooked up, that would be great. Kind of like a meatball pizza, you know, ground beef on there and some shredded mozzarella. And if you want to have a veggie pizza, you can have your roasted vegetables, you know, already laid out on your tortilla. Bake it in the oven, and there you go. It's a lower carb situation because it's on a tortilla. It's not as heavy, but it still tastes great. Another option, if you want a thicker crust for your pizza, is buying or making your own crust that is whole grain. So you can make it out of whole wheat flour, quinoa flour, buckwheat flour, whatever you like. Finding it pre-made would probably be easier, but I would think maybe Whole Foods would have something like that. And putting all the same toppings and baking that in the oven. So that's an idea for healthy pizza. Now we're gonna move on to 2 ideas I have for sweet treats. If you want something sweet, but you don't want like pure junk food, because that's especially what's gonna leave you feeling horrible. At least me, I don't know, maybe I'm just the only one sensitive to junk food, but these are 2 ideas I just love. One of them are no-bake energy balls. Basically, the main ingredients are taking organic oats and a nut butter of your choice. You can do peanut butter, you could do almond butter, sunflower butter, you could mix a few butters. Trader Joe's has a mixed nut butter, which I love. Mix that up with, you can do some healthy chocolate chips. My favorite healthy chocolate chips are by Hu. That's H-U, and you can find those at Whole Foods. Put some of those in there, a little bit of a sweetener such as honey or agave, some hemp seeds, roll it up. And so you're rolling them into balls, and then you just kind of put all of them into like a little bowl, put the bowl in the refrigerator, and just let them solidify. Give them maybe an hour or 2 at least. Overnight is the best, but you know, you don't need overnight, maybe just a couple of hours. And then take them out of the fridge, and they'll stay together, and you just kind of enjoy them. They're delicious. My kids actually love my no-bake energy balls. And my last idea, my daughter actually loves this, and my husband enjoys it too. It's a healthy Snickers. So what you do is you take some whole dates. If the pits are in it, take the pits out, slice it in half, and open it up. And you're just gonna put like a dollop of nut butter. So I would go for the peanut butter. Put a little bit of peanut butter in there, and then top it with hemp seeds and a couple of those Hu chocolate chips. They're dark chocolate chips. and then you freeze them. It's like a frozen Snickers. You don't have to freeze them. I prefer them frozen, but you absolutely don't have to. You can just serve them room temperature and it's just as delicious. They're soft, they're easy to bite into, they're just delicious. I love them. I want them now that I'm talking about it. Those are all of my ideas for healthy ways to enjoy your football Sunday. I'm telling you, all this stuff is delicious, and the more you feed yourself healthier, more nutritious foods, the more your body craves it. So that's just something that I live by. It's truth, and I hope you give some of these foods a try. So enjoy your football season. I don't watch football, but I made this video for you. I hope you enjoyed. I'll talk to you later. Bye.